Buenas tardes, mi amigos. Hola.
Hola.
Hola,
Buena.
¿cómo estás?
Buenas
Sí.
días.
Bien, ¿y tú?
I'm from
Hasta la
Barcelona.
vista, baby.
Evening all. Are we all right?
What?
Aye.
Sklavko, hello, mate. He's always there on time. What a viewer.
Jak się masz?
Never
What a
fails.
viewer.
Our only viewer.
Only viewer.
Gloves of punishment.
Sklavko tipped the channel the other day, so that was very, very appreciated, my friend. So we do thank
With
you.
800 Egyptian pounds.
I think he missed a zero off the thingy, but I'll take it. Cheers, my friend. You can.
It's a start.
It is. How are we all, folks?
Oh, very awake. Slightly on fire in a good way.
Problem?
Because
You're
I
right.
am brown runner.
He can be a brown runner anytime. Problem?
It
You're
sounds
right.
like you need. It sounds
I
like
do,
you need to go
I
to
do.
the loo. I got the brown runners.
Ooh. How are you doing,
Dexy's
Problem?
Midnight
You're
Brown
right.
Runners.
Yeah, I'm all right. I've not slept for 2 days. I've been working on stuff. Got a deadline, so
you're coming
that's
on
the way
here.
it is. Yeah, then I get rickrolled into this. Yeah.
Never gonna give
rickrolled.
you up. Never gonna
We've been
slag you up.
doom
Never
cockney
gonna
rolled.
steal your ideas and desert you.
He started.
Mega
Never
Geek,
gonna make
you all right?
cry.
Yeah, I'm okay. Did you hear the one about the director general of BBC claiming that BBC's better than Netflix? There you go.
The
Bigger than Big
BBC
Black
steps into comedy.
Yeah. So there you
Next
go.
week, the Earth is flat.
Yeah, he's on the news. It's been trending recently, going on about how great the BBC is, and hasn't addressed the woke situation not once in his bit of a spiel. So
apart from the Land of Hope and Glory at the
well, that's the only thing he's done as far as I'm concerned. But you know, he's I remember I had this discussion with Dan. I was saying, look, he ain't going to do anything. You know, he's not going to do anything. He's going to still allow this crap to carry on in the BBC. And it's obvious the reason why people are pulling out the BBC's, and that situation is definitely one of the reasons why people are pulling out the BBC. But nobody will address it. BBC will not address it.
It's two Tories in the entire BBC. It just happened to be in those positions of inverted comma power.
Yeah.
But it's them against the entire culture of the BBC, which is completely the antithesis to what they espouse. So
he forgets to say that, look, if you go with Netflix, you have a choice to go with them or not. But with the BBC, they're definitely they're bending your arm, saying, look, you know what I mean, we have to be with the BBC.
People are still pulling out.
So the actress to the bishop. But but it is the definition of not a target audience, so it's a captive audience. You know, because it's
much.
You know, if you don't pay your TV license, you can face going to jail or getting a hefty fine or whatever. You know.
No, they can't send it to jail. Otherwise, they'll be sending every old age pensioner in jail to be stocked up with old age pensioners.
Not everyone, but they have done it.
Well, they're murdering them in their sleep instead.
Yeah, but anyway, it's all.
They
it's
might
all
reach
rubbish.
a tip. I don't know the numbers at all, but it just could very well, like anything else, reach a tipping point of people.
You know what,
not paying their
on
license.
TV.
After that speech just now, you ain't going to get your job there anytime soon.
Look, you know what? I was never going to get working at the BBC ever. I said when I was younger, they were racist as hell. There was hardly any black people working there apart from people sweeping the floor at the BBC. And now I don't even know what I have to be to be employed by the BBC. My sex has to change. My my color has to change.
Your
everything
politics
now,
have to change.
Exactly. So
it's two sides of the
point?
same racist coin, isn't it? It's identity
It is.
politics. They've just gone too far the other way.
Double
It's
standards.
two sides of the same coin, which is one side is racist and the other side is racialist. The difference being is that racialists fetishize and fawn over people of color because I hate using that term, but I'll use it because it's in parlance. But it is a fetishization and an appeasement mentality because they see them as someone they have to give a helping hand to because they can't do it for themselves. That kind of patronizing middle class bourgeois kind of attitude.
Nice.
And it's really, really so evident. It really makes me cringe. I can't understand how people can't see it. I really don't.
They're the kind of corporation that ask you if you're a replicant on your CV.
I can see where this is heading.
Attempted segue at 6:09.
Does the cigarette that's hanging out of your mouth, does it fall out when you get that pissed off with them?
No, staple to
Fag-ash Lil.
We've not introduced, who is it tonight? Doom Cockney Spock. All right, mate.
Doom Cockney Spock, you notice the name coming at you like a beam, like a ray, like a plagiarist.
Are you all right?
Allegedly. Oh, I'm so pumped. Imitation is the sincerest form of plagiarism. I like it when, has anyone ever heard of the Mr. Brown channel? And Mega Geek, have you ever heard of this geek?
We've not got that far yet, mate. Whoa.
Okay, but no, I'm not sorry. I'm going straight into it.
I know you want to go. I know you want to go balls deep straight away, but no.
It's got a ring of truth to it.
But no, it's good. It's good being noticed by people. That's all I say. Well, I casually sip my tea, which unfortunately does not have a sedative in it.
I mean, I don't understand the situation, but you do sound pissed off, Cockney. I've been on a live stream
straight away. He rang me.
I've been on a live stream with Doomcock before, so there you go.
Well, when Mr. I'm sorry, I sound upset. I'll try and I have to be a better actor, won't I? Or actually try not to. I must emphasize the Spock element of my personality. The goal is to have no emotions, positive or negative, just to calmly appraise all situations with a logical mind as if I was a computer.
You need a white knight to come and save you.
Racist.
Are you volunteering, Problem Bean?
No, I'm just a fake white knight.
He's pointing it out, but not volunteering.
It'd be a free holiday.
If it was the BBC, they'd be insisting on a black knight, wouldn't they?
Yeah. A female black knight.
Exactly, and a lesbian at that. Not that I've got a problem with that.
Not a female lesbian, but a lesbian with a penis.
Look, a question for Ian. Doom Cockney. We'll get into the stuff while we're on here. Yeah. Ian, when did you think it all started going wrong for the Beeb?
When I was 17, which was a long time ago. Yeah, when I went for a job at 17, it was obvious that they when I walked in, it was obvious that there was hardly any people of color working at the BBC. And I know that everybody keeps talking about the history of the BBC. Yeah, it was a brown guy that directed the first Doctor Who and blah, blah, this and blah, blah, that. But I'm telling you, the thing that I witnessed when I first had an interview at the BBC, I never saw any black people. No, I lied. I saw a black person. He served me food at the counter.
I don't think it's necessarily racist. I think what it is at the BBC, it's a culture of nepotism and cronyism.
Now it is.
Yeah, there'll be a lot of that. Yeah.
But back then it was like all these white middle class people would be working there, and they would give their jobs to their white middle class friends because it's the only people that. So in a way, it's not overtly racist, but it's
covertly racist.
Covertly racist, tangentially racist, and it's because that's the circles they mix in. They talk up a big game about diversity and inclusion, but they live in their gated communities or their 4 up, 5 down bloody townhouses in Putney or something, and it's like they don't really know any people of color. You know, they might do at work, or you know, not at the BBC, but you know, they might do so on, you know, a cocktail party or the local school or whatever. But they don't really, you know what I mean? Unless it's like someone who's, you know, like them and speaks like them, dresses like them. You know, that's that kind of level. You know, they're the sort of people who move to Hackney only when it's safe.
I remember Putney when it was more of a, dare I say it, working to lower middle class area. So it's those Muppets from the BBC that gentrified Putney. That explains everything.
So Ian, what you're saying is it wasn't specifically down to the kind of 2016 woke bullshit coming in. It was
the beginning.
Long before that.
Well, when I was 17. When I was 17, I got an interview at the BBC Centre through a friend of mine, and my friend was gay, and he was scared to come out as gay, and he knew all about the Pink Mafia. That's how I learned about the Pink Mafia. Even when I was 17, I knew they existed in the BBC. So he was the one that arranged an interview for me, and I went in there. And as I said, you know, I could tell the guy didn't want me when I had the interview. So, you know, it was just there was.
Oh, hello.
Well, at that time, but at that time, you probably wasn't a live problem being, but at that time, right, people were scared to come out as gay. You know, I used to work for post-production.
When I came out, the age of consent was still 21, so yeah, you know, it's a while ago.
But you know, let me tell you this little story. When I was working in a post-production company, because I couldn't get a job at BBC, so I got a job as a graphics artist in post-production eventually. But when I was at the company, there was a guy there named Carl, right? And the way he spoke, you can tell he was gay, but he was married and he had kids, right? And then one day I had to do a job with him, and it was late, and it was really late. It's like 1 o'clock in the morning. We got to talking. And he told me he was gay, and I said, "Well," because I found it puzzling. I was like, "You're married, you got kids," and he goes, "Well, that doesn't really matter." He goes, "You know, I mean, you know, if I came out and the boss knew I was gay, you know, my job wouldn't be worth, you know, my job. I'd probably get fired tomorrow." And that was the climate in those days. You know what I mean? So
I've got to say though, that's you've opened a can of worms there, because basically I don't know if it hasn't come up with you guys, but I tend to confuse everyone's gaydar. And I put a blip in it. No one can tell what I am, and I'm not telling you. Whatever you don't like, I'm that.
Listen, he's told me about the videos.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, that's got. Well, yeah. The French maid's a lesbian. So
that's right. Yeah.
Does that make me gay or straight?
Depends if Spock.
You makes you a lesbian.
Spock.
Look, I'll tell you what. If I release that video, I'll make $1 million overnight, and you all know it.
But that's what I was saying. That was the climate in those days. It really was driven by middle class, upper class people, the BBC, and the industry in general.
And I just like to point out that it is that middle class who, in this day and age, are all, oh yeah, darling, it's all about trans and you know, people of color and all of this stuff. But you know, go back 20, 30, 40 years, they're the same bloody people from the same bloody families who are going, oh, I heard them next door, you know, she's got flat shoes, you know, short hair, and, you know.
And Indigo girls.
Yeah, you know, all that kind of curtain twitching and gossiping, and, you know,
I saw her wearing
navel.
But seriously, so saying that though, I do have a lot of friends that are middle class, and some of them are upper class, and they're perfect. They're great people, you know, but they're not people that can help me in my endeavor to be in the industry.
What class are you in? If you
are working class, I'm working class.
I am.
He's literally working.
Working.
Fabulous class.
Yeah, probably being fab class.
Class of my
FAB.
Yeah. Contrary to stereotype, I'm actually highly upper class, but we lost a fortune, and I've slipped
Your
down.
Intellectual class.
No intellect, mate. No, we used to have quite a lot of money, but it's a long story. But basically, we lost a fortune, and I had to adjust the accent accordingly to match the stereotype.
I'd just like to say though, when I worked for I'm not going to mention the company. When I worked for this company,
Nearly did.
I almost did. They used to use me. Well, they used to think that it was really great to have me working for them because I was the only person that was of color in the company. And I remember they used to treat me like a mascot or something like that. They used to invite me to dinner parties.
It's that hat.
Yeah,
Well, we've got.
Well, I'm just saying, yeah, exactly. Look, you may
brave?
joke about it, but that's what they used to do. And I got invited to loads of dinner parties.
I've been the token gay as well, so exactly.
And it was fun at the time, but then when I look back, I realized what they were doing. But they used to say things. They used to say racist jokes, and then they used to say, "No offense, Ian." They used to say that quite a lot as well.
Yeah,
but as you can see from my picture, I'm not black, but I'm not white. I'm sort of in between. And I guess they think it's okay to do that in front of me because I'm not one or the other. So, and that was their attitude when I was 17, 18, 19 in my 20s. So.
I must say that is you've skewered all racial politics just by existing. Because when people are going black this, white that, you can only use the N word if you're black. What? So for you, Mega Geek, you can use it Mondays and Tuesdays, but not Wednesdays and Thursdays.
That's right.
They don't think about it. I mean, literally, race is literally not a black and white issue. It's like,
it's not.
Oh my goodness, not only does race not exist, but yeah, there are actually quote unquote mixed race people.
Hello, viewers.
Self and myself. It's I'll tell you what, Mr. Brown, you said at the top we don't want a controversial. We've done race politics, gender politics, sexuality.
No, we've got the heavy stuff coming round the corner.
Welcome to
this is light,
non-controversial channel. Do you hear us, BBC?
So Ian, with regards to BBC, where do you think they can go from here? How do you think they can rescue this, or is it just
if I was in charge, is his name Tim Daly? No, what's his name?
Hello, Tupac. Yeah,
Tim Weekly. Tupac.
Is he named Tim Daly? What's his name? Problem.
Tim Davey.
Tim Davey. If I was Tim Davey, the first thing I would do is literally
resign.
Have this huge have a huge meeting with everybody that's in charge of every department and tell them the woke stuff has to stop right now, and tell them that I will be watching everything that goes out, and if I get a sniff of things not being balanced properly, I will literally fire you. That's the first thing I would do. Second thing I would do is try and cut costs because the BBC's losing money. Third thing I will do is try and make shows that people want to see right across the board, and that'd be my job.
But you're talking sense, and that flies counter to absolutely everything the BBC currently stands for.
I know.
I mean, I'd hire you on the spot just for those three.
But they're going to double. They're going to double down, though, aren't they?
Of course they are, and that's what I'm saying. That Tim Daly, whatever his name, or Davis, whatever his name is, he's a big waste of time him being there because he's been there for X amount of time now and he's done nothing. The woke thing is just one huge.
It's bigger than him. It takes more than him. I mean, I think he was meant to be hired as a hatchet man. I don't
know. All I know is
he's got what it takes to do the job. I agree with you.
All I know is one person can literally change stuff. If one person stands up and says,
what we need is a Michael Grade level.
Yeah, I mean, he didn't take any shit, did he?
An intellectual guy. I mean, he may have been bombastic and whatever, but he wasn't stupid either.
Yeah.
And I think that you do need a big personality who has an imposing nature to be able to do the unpleasant job of sacking people and putting the house in order. And it may be popular, may be unpopular, but got a job to do.
You can't. The thing is, you can't sack people nowadays.
I know
yes,
that's the ridiculous
yes,
thing.
you can.
Oh, can you?
Of course you can. It's just people are scared to do it now.
If I was in charge, tribunals and all this crap.
Yeah, if I was in charge, I would sack that person. They can come back with a tribunal and stuff like that. But before I sack them, I have make sure I have a damn good reason to sack them.
Right.
And then sack them. Listen, everybody's scared to do. You know what, right? Keith keeps laughing at me because I work with Keith because he's part of my crew when I shoot my corporate stuff.
Okay.
And he always laughs at me when I get to the point, when I say things like, you can't call that person a trans, blah, 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 because he was born a male. So he's a male. You can't ignore the fact that the guy's a male. His sexuality is a different thing. Do you know what I mean? So he laughs at me because I'm very blunt when it comes to things like that. And if I was in charge of the BBC, I'd be very blunt. That's the only way to break through the stupid barrier. to be scared, there's no. If you're scared, you ain't Captain Kirk. You know what I'm saying. You're a red shirt. You don't want to be a red shirt when you're in charge. You want to be Captain Kirk, mate.
You got to be strong. What if we never went to the moon or Mars?
That's
Mega
right.
Geek pulls no punches. Fair play to you, son.
A spade's a spade, isn't it?
Oh God, no! You shouldn't say that.
Poor choice of
That's
words,
a bit racist.
You knew what I was saying.
I know what you meant. I know.
You're working on so many levels, aren't you, Brown?
And on 20 minutes as well.
I just give an example, right? Like when I'm directing, okay, I learned this very early on. If you do not take command, if you do not tell people, if somebody mucks you around and you don't tell them they're on the spot at that very moment, they will walk all over you. So if you're in charge of something like the BBC, you have to take charge and don't faff around. You have to say what's on your mind and just say it.
Yeah.
Otherwise, nobody will take you seriously.
Exactly.
You know?
In a way, that's why we're here now.
Yeah,
exactly that. No, you're right though. But you've got to do it. That is good management, is to do it without getting personal, without insulting people personally. Just focus on their actions. It really is hate the sin, love the sinner. Oh bugger! I keep getting that wrong.
If the BBC was to hire a coloured director general, how would that be?
You can't say coloured anymore. Black. You have to say black now.
Oh, sorry.
Unfortunately,
sorry, everybody.
That's all right. I think if they did look, the problem with the BBC is they're still racist, and I can tell you, I can give you proof. There has never been an all-black show since
Black and White Minstrels.
Well, no, since they had a comedy show called was it Living Colour? No, it was something. It was on BBC Two, and it was all black cast, and it was a comedy show. And I can't remember what it was called. That was the last thing they did with a full black cast, and ever since then they've never done it. So, and they're talking about woke. Do you know what I mean?
Channel 4 were the first to do it with Desmond, weren't they?
Yes, of course.
So they were,
and they haven't done it ever since. That's what I'm saying. It's far and few between. Both channels are stuck in their ways, you know. And they talk this big game about woke and stuff. Even Lenny Henry's is being pissed off. I remember Lenny Henry had to go into this, you know, the tribune, and he was talking to the mayor and stuff like that. And he did this really great speech about how the BBC talks this big game, but when you look behind the camera, in front of the camera, you know, black people are only supporting or background people or a runner. So it's the times hasn't changed for the better.
It's a show with the real McCoy.
Yes, Real McCoy.
Yeah, I used to love that show.
Yeah, so did I. That was the last full black show that the BBC
and
did.
that other one with the Indians.
That's different class though.
No. The one before. Goodness gracious me, I love that show as well. And that's the thing. I mean, that was back in the 90s, right? Yep. And everyone loved those shows. No one had a problem with it. So what's changed?
Because nobody knew what woke was. Yeah,
no, that's it. It's the politics. It's an ideology. It's
and these
they call it postmodernism. It's not postmodernism. It's
post-Marxism. These angry little people behind their keypads.
It's post-Marxism.
Yeah,
they call it postmodernism. It's not. It's
Get
post-Marxism.
that's that Karl Marx. Stick him in an envelope.
It's a bunch of disgruntled Marxists from France who decided that the objective constructionist view wasn't working for them. The working class weren't falling for it anymore, and it became very bourgeois. So, because they were obviously part of the bourgeois, really, they highfalutin the idea, made it subjective, deconstructionist, and called it postmodernism rather than
I was just going to say exactly the same thing verbatim. Funny that, spot on, mate.
I genuinely think that people had a lot of love for the BBC.
Yeah, they did. I did.
And
I feel naive now.
And nobody
we'll leave naive alone.
Everybody maybe grumbled about the license fee, but truly we
all paid it.
They were getting good value for money. As I've said before, you would pay £40 a month for Sky and have 10 repeats of The Simpsons every night.
No, I hate Sky from day one. They just think out of business, didn't they?
Yeah, I just think when the attitudes of the BBC started changing, people slowly started waking up to it, and I think it's probably within maybe the last year and a half, that they've really wised up to it.
Well, I think it was the Me Too movement that actually gave the BBC to go full speed forward with their woke agenda. Once that happened in Hollywood, that gave everybody the green light to actually, go full steam ahead.
That's
with
J.J. Abrams' lot, isn't it? That's his missus.
Yeah,
well,
his wife. She blackmails people.
Yeah.
So if you don't hire us as a production company, you're getting Me Too'd.
but that's the thing.
Allegedly.
It started off,
legal department.
It started off with let's get people of color more exposure, and suddenly all these rich white women took over, and now it's all about the female agenda. So that's the thing.
Yeah, it goes too far the other way. I'm looking at the Johnny Depp Amber Heard controversy.
That's right.
Or the Cass Anwar expense controversy.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what a lot of people don't realise is that let's agree that abuse is probably one of the worst, physical or mental, or both. One of the worst things that can. I can't believe we're going down this serious track, but I've started now. So yeah, no jokes here. That is one of the worst things that can happen. The second worst thing that can happen, or almost equal, is a false accusation. And what a lot of people don't realise is false accusations actually ruin it for people that do have genuine issues, because they weaken it. Because then someone go, "Oh, look, this person made it." So people like legal department, people like allegedly Amber Heard, when they make allegedly false accusations, because it is coming back to court now, is actually weakening the case for genuine. I was about to say women, but that's not even true either. For men and women that get physically and mentally abused and have a genuine case, and it's basically twits like her lying because she's a psychopath, allegedly.
Well, they devalue the language. I mean, they use words like racist, they use words like
Nazi,
homophobe or transphobe, and all.
Northerner.
And it is the cry wolf syndrome, isn't it? You devalue the threat, you devalue the meaning of the word by making it so commonplace. It's not shocking to anyone anymore.
By the time you've got an actual Nazi coming down the road, people are like, oh, it's probably someone that said something on Twitter.
Exactly
that. They abuse their femininity. They abuse their gender.
Well, it's all about, the whole point of postmodernism, if you look at it on paper, is that, or post-Marxism is what I call it, is that it's non-essentialist, right? It's not absolutist. It's not a tyrannical thing. It has become that way. Even if there wasn't the intent, which I think it was, but even if it wasn't, certainly the students of this academic quackery have taken it on board as a militancy thing. It is absolutist, it is essentialist, and it is tyrannical. And you control language, you control people's thoughts, you control the past, you control the future. And language is very much part of that battleground. And these people want to talk about, it used to be talking about equality. And I think once we got that kind of equilibrium just getting right, it wasn't game for anyone anymore. No one was getting any power out of it. So they changed the language to equity. So they use equity instead of equality, and that means a power grab. So what it is, it's a very disingenuous political maneuver by the extreme ends of the left under the guise of postmodernism and liberalism in very loose terms, even though it's the most illiberal thing ever. They are doing this in a way to covertly, through coercion, through shaming, struggle sessions online, to force people into their way of thinking by fear of ostracizing them.
Ostriches, fear of ostriches.
Yeah, fear of ostriches.
That bloody rod hole.
It just reminds me of that Blackadder sketch, where the Duke Ferdinand and his ostrich got shot. So yeah, I think it is more of a case of people realize that the humdrum, the status quo doesn't work for them because they're not getting any power out of it. So they want to change the conversation by changing the language and by using force and coercion and threats and all the rest of it, and shaming and all the other, tricks of the book, to win at all costs, regardless of what it does to people, how people lose their livelihoods, are shamed or destroyed socially.
We have some hot
whatever
news,
it takes to win power and to gain power, because they have none in their lives.
Yeah, just quickly on sorry, quickly supporting that point. Basically, when George Michael wrote 1984, it wasn't meant to be a bloody instruction manual. You know what I mean?
George Michael.
Michael Orwell, whatever.
Yeah, I think you got it right the first time, mate.
I think 1984 would have been even better if it actually had been co-written by George Michael.
Yeah.
Should have known better not to cheat the populace. Guilty, they got no room 101. No, I'm never going to be a Politburo with you.
Wake me up before you pomo.
Julia. Anyway, sorry, Brown, what are you going to say?
Just carry on amongst yourselves. Somebody's just sending me a tweet. We've got some hot news coming off the press.
Hot news coming, as if this wasn't hot
news down the chute.
Well, you know, we can share it with the 3 people that are watching. So there you go.
We're going to get 1,000 on the repeat if I've got anything to do with it. This is on fire.
Oh dear.
So did he? So I haven't really got this story clear. Did he literally steal your idea or something, Courtney?
Well, I mean,
what's bugging you?
It's hyper, but nothing. I'm calm as anything. Well, have you ever heard of the guy called the Mega Geek?
Yeah.
Never.
All right.
Oh, that guy's just got his film on Amazon Prime.
That's
the
fella.
one. That's the one. Yeah, director of such films as Bad Day.
Yeah.
All right. So this guy called Mega Geek was on this channel. I don't know if you've heard of it, called the Mr. Brown channel. Oh, really now? And we did literally a 90-minute chit chat on Blade Runner, not even on Blade Runner, specifically on the topic of is Deckard a replicant? And as I might have mentioned at that time, although I'll have to check out the repeat, Bo Selector, rewind. I had put out a tweet to larger channels than us, specifically Mr. Doomcock and Mr. Burnett, because I knew that they both had opposite opinions on the question of whether Deckard's a replicant. And my plan didn't backfire, it front fired. It actually took off better than I could have imagined because they both got involved. But what I learned, their beliefs on which answer is correct, because we've done that pretty much to death, aside, what I learned is that Mr. Burnett carries himself with a sense of humour, he has a bit of a laugh. And in fact, to be fair, I fully confess, Mr. Brown had to point out that I was getting wound up and Burnett was having a laugh. I publicly apologised.
I had to talk him down, yes.
Yeah, because basically,
stand down.
It's good to have a sense of humour. Whereas Mr. Cock reacted by his own admission with anger. He was angry that it was being brought up. So that's the first lesson. Is we're just talking films here. I mean, obviously, as literally as recently as 2 minutes ago, we were talking about very, very serious things. There is a time and a place for serious topics, but as much as I love Blade Runner and the question whether Deckard's a replicant, it's just a film. Let's calm down. So first lesson
You've not seen the tweet though, have you?
You've not seen Doctor Who Phantom lately, have you?
No,
you've not seen the tweet, have you?
Well, obviously not. I'm talking on here.
Oh dear.
Oh, has it gotten worse?
Well,
come on.
Oh dear.
Spit it out.
Do you want me to read it to you?
Yes.
Just give us just talk amongst yourselves while I load it up. Bear with me.
Well, yeah, carry on then.
Well, this might be very so the point, Mega Geek, is that the question is brought up to make it enjoyable, not to annoy people. Although judging from what's coming, clearly, but this is it. Our emotional reactions are on us. And the other thing is that we didn't get any credit. We spent 90 minutes talking about Blade Runner and didn't get any credit for bringing
2
the
weeks
topic
before
up.
this video came out. Yeah, 2 weeks. Yeah.
So you're upset that he didn't credit you and say, look, it was Cockney Spot that brought this to my attention.
I'm not remotely upset, but I did observe in a cool, detached manner that he posted a video. He just said someone, and it'd be nice to get. But that's just for me. Admittedly, is the story of my life. I'm always innovating stuff and not getting credit, so it has touched a bit of a nerve. To be fair,
I think it must be a writer's thing.
Yeah, well, you know what, right? There's bigger things in life than this. Do you know what I mean? I am a huge fan of Star Trek, Star Wars, and Doctor Who, but I'll never, ever get upset about people who have a different view on Doctor Who than me. Never. Even the Jodie bots. I don't care if they like it. they have to respect what I like, and if they
just
argue
don't.
with me, I just block them and move on. That's because life is too short, pal.
Yeah,
No,
I've
you
recently
agreed.
moved on to that tack because I'm so tired of it. I mean, I don't get involved for my personal self. I only seem to get involved when I see them coming after friends of mine in a very particularly heavy-handed manner, and I take great exception to that. And I'm a very loyal person, so it's in my nature to lead to the people I care about. So it's.
No, you're right.
Just leave it.
It's definitely not worth getting bent out. Well, I've actually changed my position on Descartes because the bottom line is, if you think he's a human, if you think he's a replicant, if you think it doesn't matter, that's all valid. So actually, in the course of writing my forthcoming book on the topic, that I've actually changed the conclusion, because my starting point was he's a replicant, shut up, and I moved to it depends which version you watch.
Exactly.
And even
But are you going to write that in your book? Your process of coming around to this way of thinking? Because I think that's obviously quite important.
And that's why when I'm moaning about Doomcock, I want to give a big up to Burnett, because his whole thing is something listen, and that's the whole point. I've heard other people's points of view, and rather than just disagree with them, go, oh, you're wrong. I've learned, well, if these learned people are drawing these different conclusions, there must be a reason for it.
Well, it's a bit like me and Mega Geek here. We had a very not a heated debate, but certainly a difference of opinion on the ending of Pan's Labyrinth, for example, like the ending of that film. And again, it's a very subjective thing. It's what you read into the film. Yeah. So
it's a dream. The risk of bringing it up, I don't know.
Yeah. Whether it was a dream or whether it was real, you know what I mean? And that's the thing, even though we had a heated discussion, me and Problem, doesn't mean to say that, I'm not going to talk to him for the rest of my life. Do you know what I mean? It's his opinion, and I respect his opinion, and that's the way it should be when you have discussions,
And I totally don't respect your opinion because you're wrong. But I mean,
but you're still here talking. That really is the.
That's what I'm saying. So it to me like somebody
adulting is hard, but it's also easy.
It does all seem very coincidental, though.
I had someone this morning on
what's
Twitter.
Going on.
Twitter have a go at me about Doctor Who, and I just blocked the person. Why should I even discuss the problem with that person? That person's made up his mind that I'm a racist because I don't like Jodie.
If they come to you with a valid point or want to actually engage on an intellectually honest level,
but this person
different.
didn't.
Exactly. They come at you you shut up, you suck dark cancer or something like.
I went, who's this? And I looked at 3 dots and went block. Move on. That's it. You know what I mean? That's it.
Nice.
Yeah. What else can you do? No point.
It's just not worth. Spock. Yeah, it's not worth falling out over anything.
No, it's not. It's
not. It isn't. We're all people, aren't we? We're all. That's the whole. Thing.
Do you know why people say this shit? It's because they can hide behind social media. Indeed. Do you remember 20 years ago, we used to go to the pub and we used to laugh or argue about certain points in Star Trek and have a drink, and then afterwards, say, I'll see you tomorrow, mate, and and stuff like that. And the next time you're in the pub, you're arguing about the same stupid thing, but it was fun, and it was frustrating, but it was also
that's what fandom is supposed to be.
Exactly.
It's supposed to be an exchange of ideas and passions about something, and you're never going to fully agree on everything, and you're going to have some really interesting. And look, we can get into the minutiae of this, that, and the other to the nth degree, and still not come out of this agreeing. So, what's the bloody point in the first place? Just respect that people have different views. Imagine living in a world where everyone simply agrees with you. It's fucking awful. You might think you're the greatest person on earth, but I guarantee you're not. I am. No, but
for yourself.
But, it's so. I just don't understand. Maybe because I haven't grown up from birth with social media like these kids have. But it seems to me like an absolute do or die mentality. It's like, no, it's beyond sanctimony at this point. It's so entrenched that anyone who dares not go along with the peer pressured belief system of the day, which changes every 5 minutes anyway, you're the worst person on earth. and that kind of mentality is quite scary. I think it doesn't invoke trust or a want or a need or a desire to have cross communication. Well, I mean, cross, you know, like rather than, you know,
they don't
angry.
want it. All they want to do is shout, shout over you.
They just want to be right and you to be wrong.
Yeah, that's all it's
them
about.
To be pure, you're to be equal.
It's the ultimate pursuance of telling people I am right, and that's what it's all about.
Yeah.
And of course, when you're 20, you know everything, don't you?
You do.
That's it. When you're 50, you realise you don't know so much, but just a couple of things.
I know nothing.
It takes a level, doesn't it, of change?
I know that I don't know if Pan Labyrinth is a dream.
Yeah. So I'm saying you want problem be inside, but for me,
no, I don't know.
Yeah.
No, I'm not on any side.
Right. No, you are.
Here you go, guys. In the chat. Here you go. Yeah. People need to hit their kids with wooden spoons more these days.
No, that's just a whole new Me Too movement. Isn't it?
A general clip around the ear. Nothing too.
Just the word no very loudly. You know,
just take the mobile phones off them for an hour. That'll be far worse.
Well, that will be grounds for a divorce from your parents.
Hail Canadian Spider-Man, by the way. Good to see you.
Yeah, hail the friendly neighbourhood syrup slinger.
Who's this? Who's turned up in the chat? Who the fuck's this?
Rebecca Gold.
Hi, boys.
Available on Amazon Prime.
She is available.
What's Rebecca Gold for the people at home? What's that, Ian?
It's my web series.
See, I'm a better salesman than Ian here.
No, I don't.
Is it
award winning to sell it? Oh, sorry.
Is it award winning?
It's an award winning. It's award winning show, pal.
What award was it, by the way?
It was a lot of them. Katie got a Best Actress award for
wow.
The New York, which is one of the big ones, and we won a lot of Best Web Series awards. We won over 20 awards for that year. It was crazy how many awards we won.
Have you got them? Are they actually physical awards? Have you got them?
Some of them are. Yeah, I'm looking at one now that's on my wall. So yeah, but yeah, no, they're physical awards, and I gave Katie hers because she wasn't there at the ceremony, so I had to pick it up for her. But it's it was nice. It was nice to be recognised. And it was nice that people liked it. Yeah, I am kind of proud of it.
Proud. Yeah. Good lad. Yeah. If you're proud about something, good man.
Yeah. Well, I'm glad people liked it. That's all I can say.
And you said there's potential for some. Did you say you've done series 2, but because of everything that's going on, it's all in hiatus at the moment?
Yeah, series 2 has been written, and obviously can't do anything until these things pass. Plus, majority of the actors are like scared of catching, the bear bug and stuff like that. So, if I do go for it, then I'm going to have to make sure everything is above board, which is hard when you don't have any money.
Well,
so
apparently we're all going to be coming out of lockdown in April. So
I hope so.
Sorry, I hope that's true.
But even so, if you're shooting something, you have to have somebody on set, that is in charge of COVID, and people have to wear masks, and they still have to stand a distance between, and it just makes the job ridiculously hard.
Yeah,
because obviously, especially with makeup, you have to wear that big mask on their face, the big plastic thing.
Right. Kissing scenes are going to be tough, aren't they? What about if you've got your 2 leads having a snog?
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, and if they stick to this rule, only 6 people, you can only work with 6 people, then that's just going to make it even worse. How are you going to make anything with just 6 people? It's crazy.
You've got 2 French maids, the camera person, the sound person,
guy with the moustache.
Yeah, obviously, and the white socks.
And for the folks at home, what's the synopsis of what's the story behind Rebecca Gold? What's the character about?
Put me on the spot, mate. You put me on the spot. But basically, Rebecca Gold's about an assassin who, on a job, bumps into a high school crush, and she spends most of the time trying to make sure she doesn't die. That's basically the synopsis.
I like it already.
Yeah. So there you go.
How many episodes have you made?
I'm in.
5 episodes. The longest episode's 9 minutes, so it's not much of a chore to watch.
Right.
There you go.
He's selling it, isn't he?
I like Gone with the Wind, but it's too
selling
bloody
it.
long.
But you know what, right? I made it in mind that basically it was for people who have a short attention span.
Well,
that's what I made it for.
That's everybody.
People these days have got a really short attention. Oh, look over there, a pretty colour.
Real Honis in the chat.
Yeah. But no, I'm just saying that I thought about it very carefully before I shot it, and I realized that because I haven't got any stars in it, who's going to want to watch this? So I made it easier. I made it easier for people that accidentally bumps into it. So if they watch the first episode, which is 5 minutes, if they like what they see, hopefully they'll watch the second episode, and that was the whole point. Reason why I made them so short. So there you go.
Well, I've just read the tweet there.
Yeah.
What did it say? I wouldn't know.
Come on.
I'm not going to read it. I am not touching this with a fucking shitty stick.
Can't get hurt by words. I mean, unless it's
thing is, it's my channel, and
it is your channel.
It is. I'd be fucked off. Put it that way.
But I mean, did you send the link to Cockney Spock? Just send him the link
for
the tweet.
No, it'll be on his. No, he will get it on his.
Oh, I see.
He just needs to look.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Well, maybe I'm not going to look. I'll be off Twitter. Look, I made a video. I added Doomcock on it, so he knows I'm not talking about him behind his back. That's the honourable thing as far as I'm concerned, and that's that. Yeah, reverse psychology.
As I said, it just seems to be very kind of coincidental that all this has kind of happened.
Well, if you don't say what he said, then we can't respond to it, can we? Tell you what, don't say what he said.
No.
But it is a matter of public record. I mean, you can read it out. Are you just reading out public tweets?
I see an opportunity. Sorry, I'll start again. I see an opportunist has attempted to elevate themselves and cash in on my Deckard video by pretending it was somehow a response to them.
Yep. Good for them.
It wasn't.
No, exactly. He's lying, but good. In fact, opportunist, yes. In my own video, I said at the end, am I punching upwards to get attention? Yes, but unlike him, I'm not doing it for the money. I'm doing it for the love of the game.
Aren't technically all YouTubers opportunists?
Yeah,
well, hold on. I'm a bit worried here because he said, read that out again.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't finished the whole thing, by the way.
No, I see an opportunist as
That's me.
Cockney.
No, go on.
I see an opportunist. I can't even say it now. As attempted to elevate boys.
Opportunist.
A tuna? Is that a sandwich?
It's against tuna now.
Oh, bloody hell. Fish prejudice.
Go on. Sorry, carry on.
Honestly, that pork tunist.
Tell them, shut the fuck up, you lot. Or I'll boot you off, other than Ian, obviously.
I just want to hear what
I see an opportunist has attempted to elevate themselves and cash in on my Deckard video by pretending it was somehow a response to them. It wasn't. This is decades of thought and analysis. So get over yourself. It has nothing to do with you or anyone. It is my statement on BR.
Well, that's funny because at the start of his own video, he confessed himself that it was in response to a Twitter chat. So he's lying, and he's been caught out in the lie. In his own video, he points out that it was in response to some wanker who may or may not be a Cockney going on about it, and he was annoyed by it. So
he didn't say wanker, though, did he?
No, I just added that in. But no, I'm hyperbolic.
Keep it factual.
But you know what, right? All seriousness, right? You guys are annoyed about something you don't own. Who cares? Who cares about? I mean, Bladerunner is close to my heart too, but still.
No annoyance here. Got to keep harking back to this annoyance. No one's annoyed here, mate. We're all calm. These are just facts we're discussing.
In my experience, when people say they're not annoyed, it means they're annoyed.
Yes.
Yeah. Well, it's in response to being. That's like when you say to someone, "Calm down." Oh, I am calm. I'm saying I'm not annoyed in response to being told I'm annoyed. So it's like a vicious circle, isn't it? I mean, I could do it to you. You sound annoyed to me.
I'm not.
See? But you know,
it can be a call to wind people up more. That you know, it is
calm down,
antagonistic.
I mean, actually, you know what? Let's go into some Star Trek lore here. It was an amazing lesson for me. I didn't realize initially that because I initially made the erroneous assumption that Vulcans were born not emotional, but no, through years of hard work and meditation, isn't it?
Yeah, they have to purge it.
Yeah. So Cockney spoke. Cockney spoke.
Do you like his bicycles?
Cockney Spock is not a joke. That is why I am attempting to control the inner fire that burns in my stomach every day.
But you know what, right? Right? The best thing that should happen is because I do respect Doomcock, and I think his shows are quite entertaining. You and him should just get on a live stream and talk.
I'd love to hear.
That's what you should do.
You
know, I mean, you know, all due respect to both of you, just get on a live stream and talk about it and debate about it, because that's what. That's what you. No. I'm not saying that. I'm not saying that you should have a big argument or anything like that. You should. Because it's a subject both close to your heart. I mean, even get Burnett on. I'm pretty sure they will get on.
I'll host.
You guys will talk about it. Do you know what I mean? So
that would be a good show.
Try and make that happen. You know, and that will completely make everything that you feel and he feels go away.
It will diffuse. The situation.
Yeah, that's what it do.
And also, you know, I always think it's honourable when one's arguing with someone, it's not honourable to twist the truth. So he's right when he's right. I am an opportunist, and I don't make any bones about that. He's a big channel. I'm a tiny channel, and it is a golden opportunity to get some attention. I absolutely don't deny it, but that is the point of having a channel, is to get viewers, isn't it? I mean, there's no denying it. That's like going, oh, you're a sprinter.
I will say that people who criticise other people should also have the right to be criticised.
Yeah, but also a right to reply as well. You know, like I mean,
seriously,
with the same kind of reach.
Yeah, you guys just need to get on a live stream together and talk about it, because you both love the film. And you both have different opinion, and it's going to be fun if you guys got together.
Be a good view. Be a good view. That would.
Well, you know what I mean?
But that does seriously speak to the issue of anger. This is it. If we come at it from a loving place, not
would you, Ian? Would you host it?
Agreed, mate.
Me host it? I'm not a hoster. I'm not a coaster.
Oh, are you the hostess with the mostess?
No,
hoster.
No, look. You know. If it's in your channel, you have to host. If it's on Doomcock's channel, he has to host. You know what I mean?
Need the subs.
Oh
we'll host it.
Brown's channel.
But I mean, you know,
get Dan Hadley to do it. He's a natural.
Yeah,
just a complete natural.
But now, if Doomcock says come on, you should go on and discuss it, because
we've asked him. I've asked him to come on here.
No, but listen, right? This is a really tiny channel, right? And you know what? I love going on tiny channels. I go on AFK Barge channel, and 5 people only watch that channel. No. This is a fact. I'm not joking.
I'm a tiny channel.
No, I do. I love.
He's getting annoyed now.
I know I'm not. I'm just saying.
I'm not annoyed.
I'm just saying.
I am not annoyed.
I love going on. Now, I love going on tiny channels because you feel more free to say what's on your mind. When you're on a big channel, like when I was on Gary's channel, you know, I had to make sure I thought about what I was going to say, you know, because there's like thousands of people watching. But when you're on a small channel, especially like Mr. Brown's or AFK Bard's channel, when we're talking about movies, I can literally, it's like going down the pub.
It's
taking
the shackles off. Yeah, exactly. The shackles are off. Exactly. There are, we've got.
Can we read out?
6,000 people watching. They obviously are.
May I read out Canadian Spider-Man's chat?
In a second.
Sorry.
The 6,000 people watching this have obviously got great taste and know where it's at. Over to you, Cockney.
I'm going to read out Canadian Spider-Man's chat. I won't do the accent. Ruined in the boot. Star Trek, because of its optimistic outlook of the future and the scantily clad ladies. Yes.
Not anymore. It's not.
More like heavily clad non-binaries. You know.
Yeah.
Like, have you noticed as well that they always wear like up to the collar, you know, and you know if they could wear gloves around their their ankles, they would. It's bizarre.
Gloves around their ankle.
Gary,
Victorian
Gary
thing.
was saying before I came on here that Pucard is delayed.
Yes, he
Yeah.
said, yeah.
What a shame.
Permanently, please.
But what's her name? The girl who plays 7 of 9 was saying
Jerry Ryan.
That 7 of 9 in Picard is the best 7 of 9, which is bollocks, really. Let's face it.
That's just sales pitch. That's just
Exactly.
oh, I'm on it, so of course. The dipsy kind of.
Gary was quite critical of her saying that.
Yeah, and quite rightly so as well. Because
I don't think it could be taken that seriously. I think it's just because she's on the show, she has a loyalty to the show. That's all it is. Yeah. That's all it is. It's nothing major. It could be said out of jest, taken out of context.
The two people that don't take any shit is William Shatner and Mark Hamill.
Yeah, that's true.
They both say what's on their mind.
And they're both on two ends of the spectrum.
That's right.
Yeah, and everything else is in between.
Yeah, exactly.
There you go. In the chat
Real
box.
Madrid. F. Alex Kurtzman. Well, I wouldn't want to. Probably be quite disappointing. But I know.
It was Entertainment Weekly, as we said a few days ago. They're starting to round on him now, aren't they? With Clarice.
Yes.
That talentless hack or whatever they called him.
So is his time up, do you think? Or...
No, he's got an ironclad contract and he's going to be here for years until that contract runs out. He's going to, and also the fact that is that Hollywood doesn't see things like the way we see it because they're on the inside. So they might not even be aware that he's
you might look at a lady the wrong way in a few weeks' time and then be Me Too. So I mean, it's,
exactly.
These things do tend to come and bite them on the arse eventually, anyway. So we'll see.
Here you go, guys.
Not casting aspersions, but you never know.
Swap Shop's in.
Swap Shop. This guy is on the money with this. I've stopped watching the big channels I've followed for the last 3 years when this one is on. The chat here is far better, to be honest. And I don't know what that says about me, though. Well, the thing is, my friend, you don't have to...
You're a genius. You're ahead of the curve.
You can ask us questions, and you don't have to pay $500 for the privilege and have to wait until another video.
$500 if you like.
You can.
Thanks.
I'll even accept 500 Egyptian pounds.
There is a tip jar in the description, boys and girls.
Put it this way: when someone sends in a $500 super chat, we won't be going, "Thanks for the super chat." We're going to ignore it or do a square up later.
Well, put it this way: if somebody donated me a $500 super chat, I would rename the channel.
the Swap Shop channel.
The Swap Shop channel.
You can't Swap Shop.
You can't. But the thing is, though, you can't. Listen. I think that was a slight dig at Gary's channel. The amount of people that watch his channel, but it's not his fault. He started off just like you, tiny, and he's because of what he says and because he's
like a penis.
Yeah, exactly.
I was in the chat.
So was I.
It also goes with what you. It also goes with what you said, Ian. For you guys here, the shackles are off, so it kind of helps. Yeah.
But you know what? The thing, look, I'm not kissing Gary's ass or anything like that. But I tell you what, right? If you look at it this way, Gary is the jock that sits in the dining hall, which he sits with all the and we are the nerds. But from time to time, Gary does invite you to his table. And you can eat with him, and that's what makes him different.
Gary's just one of us, but he's busy. He's overloaded. Exactly. He's got a shitload of people emailing him, sending him messages
as well.
Yeah, I mean,
but the point I'm trying to make is that he literally goes. He went out of his way to get me on his channel. I know that, and
he got me, Noel, and
and he didn't have to either. So
Bonnet,
he's a fair man, basically.
Yeah, he is, and it's not his fault that he doesn't answer your questions fast because he has too many people watching.
It's because
no, you're right. You're right. Do you know what I'm going to say? That was a little bit of a.
And he came onto Noel's channel.
It's because he knows you guys.
He also gave Noel a super chat once. I remember I was there, and it was.
I remember watching one of his streams when he says he was going to do a Doctor Who special with what's going on. And I remember telling Dan at the time that he specifically said, basically, you guys, that he was going to get you on to do And he did about 2-3 weeks later. So, because he knows you guys are the experts on.
Well, I'm not an expert, but the thing that really impressed me about him was, and it sounds a bit crappy, but he was talking, and then suddenly he was talking about Doctor. Then suddenly, because I was watching it, suddenly he goes, "Oh, Ian, I forgot. Ian, what is it? Rebecca Gold. I need to get you on my channel," just out of the blue. So do you know what I mean? And I have my own channel, but I don't do live streams like him. So. You know, he does watch Dan's channel. I wouldn't be surprised if he's watching it now.
He said it himself. He does watch all the other channels on the low because he doesn't want to, you know, take the discussion off the rails or be a distraction, which I think shows a great deal of humility. A lot of people might think, well, that's a bit egotistical. No, it's the exact opposite. He cares about other people's channel, cares about other people. That's why he may not be overt in how he does it, but he does do it.
And I tell you who else is good, Culture Casino. I really like his channel, and I watch his channel a lot as well. Yeah,
JD's another good channel.
Yeah. They're all. And what's his name? Young Ripper's really good. I watch his channel all the time.
Yeah. That's another
I'll tell you what, while we're doing a little Gary fan club, the other thing is when there was actually the one time I saw a little bit of online heat between two people, not mentioning any names, but Jeremy from Geeks and Games.
Yes, I saw that.
I love that one. But Gary was the one. Basically, Gary is the genuine alpha because he's like, I'm going to sort you bitches out. And he kept it.
It took him an hour to do it. An hour.
Yeah, but I'll tell you what, one of the best bits, and this is why. But
he knew it was a good stream to let it run.
Yeah, but he was fair. I watched that very, very carefully. He was fair. He didn't take sides. When Jeremy was out of order, he pointed out. When Az was out of order, he pointed out. And basically, Gary is the queen of the bitches. He's
top dog.
He's the alpha. He's
the B Smith.
I'm the daddy now.
But I also watch Az's channel as well. And as I said to you before, I was really surprised because he watched Rebecca Gold and he actually sent me a critique of it in my on my Twitter. You know what I mean? So I was really impressed. He literally watched it. You know what I mean? So and I knew he watched it because of the stuff that he said in his critique. So there you go. So I mean, you know, it's really nice of him, and I hardly know him. You know, so
are you going to be impressed when I watch it then?
You have watched it. I know you have watched it. So you know,
I've not watched Rebecca Gold yet.
Haven't you not?
No,
oh, you wanker.
Leaving now, right? I'm out of it.
I went out of my way to watch Bad Day, which for everybody in the chat is a good film.
Yeah.
On a miserly budget. You did well. Yeah, it's a good film. I will watch it at some point.
Well, it's up to you, pal. But you know, as I said, you know, I was really impressed that Az watched it, and you know, and that kind of. Yeah, and also I used to watch his channel all the time. I don't like the game thing that he does. I can't stand it when people plays their games, and I'm like, I'm out of here. But when he was doing Batwoman and stuff like that, I find him hilarious.
Yeah, you know, I miss Dr. Az. I want to see Dr. Az back. I love that character.
Yeah. So you know,
being that you're watching Banshee at the moment, I will return the favor.
Okay. I wanted to watch an episode today, but my brother's in there. He's playing Batman. He's on his Xbox. He's playing Batman. So
how are you finding Banshee?
I'm loving it so far.
What is this fucking Banshee I keep hearing about?
What episode you got to?
Me? I'm up to the 3rd episode of season 1.
Hong Kong.
Right. So it's
different Banshee.
Not kind of got going yet. But it's still pretty good.
Reference.
Yeah, it's the bit where he saves the bad guy of the town, that the guy who was going to kill him, and he at the party and he shoots him in the back. Do you remember that one?
No.
Yes, well there you go. Season 1.
Wait a minute, Lieutenant if you're English. Lieutenant Brown.
Easy.
You've been waxing lyrical about this bloody show, and you can't even remember what episode he's talking about.
There is 38 episodes.
Oh, wow.
Rebecca Banshee available now. I'm so confused. So what is Banshee about? I know what Rebecca Gold's about. It's about an assassin that meets a school friend and spends the time. All right.
It's about an ex-con, isn't it? Who goes to this town get in contact with his where this woman who he was involved
you're not very
with.
good at selling it, Al.
No, go on, you do it. Go on, you do it.
Well, basically, it's about an ex-con that comes out of jail
15 years.
15 years later, and he wants to know where the woman that he loves, he wants to know where she is. So he contacts a guy that begrudgingly gives him the address.
Oh, that's
he
Joe,
goes,
isn't it? Yeah.
goes to see her, finds out she's married. Then in the bar, just coincidental, he meets the sheriffs who are going to take over the town. These guys come in, kill him, and he decides to take his identity to be the sheriff of that town because he wants to be close to the girl that he loves. And that's all I know, obviously, so far. But that's the premise, that he's pretending to be someone that he isn't.
Lucas Hood.
Yeah.
Who?
Sounds a bit like that Jodie Whittaker medical drama.
Yeah, that one. But it's much better.
It is good.
She's actually good in that.
It is good. Season 3 is, I think, one of the best seasons of TV I've ever seen.
I can't wait to get to it.
It's just, I'm going to swear, guys, it is fucking phenomenal. And
Resident Alien, watch that too. That's just,
I've seen it. I've watched it. Yes, one, I like the girl in it. She's very cute.
Yeah.
Yes, I think that's got potential.
So on a scale of
Alan Tudyk.
So on a scale of Westworld season 1 to the scale of Westworld season 3, where would you put it?
Nicely put.
What?
What were you referring to? What show are you referring to?
Banshee.
Don't listen. Whoa. Problem being, don't even mention that in the same sentence, please. Let's cut that shit out now. Totally different league, mate. Totally different league.
I've got Westworld season 1 on Blu-ray waiting to go. Just season 1 though. I've already been warned it goes tits up after that. So I just purchased 1 and that's it. I'm not going any further.
The rest is shite.
See, that's why it's good to wait, and it's the correct.
Have you seen Ben Cross in it yet? Ian?
Yeah. It was in episode 2.
Oh, he's a fucking great villain in this.
A really short bit he was in it. He's got grey hair.
Yeah, he's in for 2 seasons. It's the finale of season 2. You will just spoil it. No, I'm not going to say. You'll be like a kid in a sweet shop.
Oh, there you go. I like his character. He's really tough, isn't he? I mean, he just wades in.
Yeah,
one of these, please. Come on, Auntie, we'll miss the bus.
That's what is it? The rave. When he went into the rave, he just goes in. There's 2 guys out the front door, and he goes in there, and all the policemen are going, "That's not how a sheriff is supposed to act." You know, you're breaking the law there.
And then straight in, douche.
Yeah, I like that he's he's what old school considers a man. Do you know what I mean? He's tough, he's resourceful, he's quite clever. Do you know what I mean? But he has his weaknesses. Do you know what I mean? And you don't see characters like that anymore, especially
he's not allowed.
So there you go.
Oh, God,
he's got a special skill set. It's
I have a special set of skills.
Everybody should watch Banshee. It's just fantastic.
Oh, you know what?
On my extending list of things
if you go back 10 years, the shows that I could not do without, was Psych, House, and Dexter. Because they used obviously, I watched every episode of House, right? Every one of them.
Yeah.
And even though it kind of trailed off towards the ending, or I think the last 2 seasons, it was still watchable because of Hugh Laurie. And Dexter was amazing, apart from the last season.
Not seen it.
I can't watch The House because all I can keep thinking of is like
Brian
Blackadder.
Brian
Laurie, or what's the other one that they did? Jeeves and Wooster.
Yeah. No, but he's really good in it. He's a right jerk in there. He's a genius, but he's a bloody jerk. And basically, House is a police procedural series. They just make the cure, the investigation rather than a murder. Do you know what I mean? So, and his character's really, really, really interesting. You know,
did you see all of it?
Yeah, I saw every episode of House.
I think
I just wish
I think
just wish they'd made him English.
I can't watch medical things because like it drives me up the wall because it always reminds me of like Dr. Kildare or bloody.
It's not like that though.
I
Believe
used
know,
to
but
download it without fail.
The only medical thing I can watch is Green Wing. You know, the comedy Green Wing.
Green Wing, brilliant.
Fucking love that. That like if anyone hasn't watched Green Wing, like it's one of the best British comedies ever.
So good.
Love that show.
One of the top 5 comedies of all time.
Funny as hell.
Fantastic.
The House isn't like Casualty or ER. It's not that type of show. It's basically about House, who is a jerk, who is a genius,
and a drug addict.
He's a drug addict.
You mean like Sherlock Holmes?
Yeah, he is. That's what I'm saying. There's a parable. He even has his friend, his best friend is like
so
Watson.
It's a Sherlock Holmes ripoff.
Exactly.
This would
Sherlock
Holmes. That's what it's based on. Yeah.
Yeah.
This appears to be a 3-pipe problem, Watson.
But it's really good. He's so funny in it, Hugh Laurie, because he has that English sense of humor, but yet he's playing an American. It's obviously they wrote it for him, you know, and it's brilliant. I mean, there was once
Demon Scythe Synthwave, Game On, great show, love that.
Game On.
Yeah, that was brilliant. Yeah. Great 90s comedy.
Game On was good, but Green Wing, that had Mark Heap who was in Space, which
there
was my number 1 favourite comedy.
Yeah.
There's a scene in House. It just goes to show that they left his English, even though he's playing an American. He left his English. There's somebody, a guy that couldn't hear too well, and he came in with a piano, and you know what he played on the piano? He didn't play anything American. He played Boomtown Rats.
Yeah, I remember.
You know what I mean? You know, and the guy finished it off.
But that's Irish.
You know what I mean? But it's very British.
The thing is as well, he did that Avenue A, didn't he? That science fiction comedy show that was written by
that cruise ship thing.
I thought it was quite good, but he played an American captain who wasn't really American; he was British. And I thought that was a nod to his old character.
But that's what made House different, because the sensibilities was very British, but he was playing an American, and it was obvious that they wrote it for Hugh Laurie. And Hugh Laurie, I didn't know he's such a good actor. He's brilliant in House, absolutely brilliant.
Yeah, he's a good actor. Yeah.
Did not know that at all. So there you go. And don't even get me started on Dexter.
I've not watched it.
Was obsessed.
It's coming
Dexter.
back, isn't it?
Yeah, I know, but it's not going to be good. Everybody knows that. It'll try.
Well, I've heard Sandman is going to go woke now because they cast Brienne of Tarth as Lucifer, haven't they? So it's just like,
Brannigan needs his own spin-off show.
I used to
waited 20 odd years to watch the Sandman on screen, and they're going to fucking make it woke. Of all the times to finally bring it out, they bring it out in 2021.
All I can say
is
thank God 24 isn't back. That would have definitely went woke.
24.
I used to love 24. Yeah, I used to love 24. That was a man show. That was, you know.
I've heard rumblings that it may be coming back.
That's my stomach. World of Pub, never seen it. I've lived.
And that was from John. Is it John Cassar?
Who? What?
What?
The director of 24, John Cassar.
Oh, I don't know.
Hollywood director.
See, the thing is,
he's done the Orville, all that kind of.
Oh, is he?
Would you like to know why I refuse to watch 24? I bet you do. Because there's all this fuss about, it's real time. It's actually an hour. Well, no, it isn't, is it? Because if you get the Blu-ray, it's minus commercials. It's 42 minutes. So it's not 24. It actually lasts 18. So it's a lie from the get-go. Bollocks, isn't it? They should have made it a 90-minute show with Edward.
I couldn't watch it. It's just not my type of thing.
What you call it? You know, you're right. But the thing is, though, it's not real. So they take it. They exaggerate.
It's fictional. I thought it was a documentary.
I love 24 because, as I said,
it's too gimmicky. Here's an American show with like a spin on it. You know, it's like
I like it because it treats the hero like a hero. You know, he was a badass. You know, as I said, you don't have to be like that.
Yeah, but you're looking at that in 2021 vision. You know,
exactly.
It's like...
Message from Beyond the Grave. I can't wait to hear your take on Dexter.
Never seen it.
My mum used to love it. That's all.
I love Dexter. Dexter was a brilliant show.
I only watched a few episodes. And it was all right.
I like Dexter Fletcher in 2018. That's something completely different.
What was that show
Let's
called?
talk about Prisoner Cell Block H.
What was that show called that he was in? The Press Gang. Remember that?
Oh God, yeah.
That wasn't it some Geordie newspaper sitcom?
That was
type
it. Yeah,
film?
Yeah. Fletcher, wasn't it? Yeah.
yeah. He was the star. He was playing an American, wasn't he? He had an American.
Yeah,
accent.
that's right. Yeah.
He also saved.
And I used to fancy him.
Aha.
Was it Bohemian Rhapsody?
Yeah,
He saved it, didn't he?
Took over from Bryan Singer. Yeah. But he's not allowed to be credited for it.
Yeah, and he also did Rocket Man, didn't he?
Yes, he did. Yeah.
Great film.
Yeah, it was okay.
And he play? He was in the David Bowie musical.
Don't know about
Well.
that.
He was the lead actor in the staged.
Was he?
Musical performance? Yeah, it was a David Bowie musical which he wrote before he passed away.
David Bowie.
David Bowie.
Ian, do you think Malik deserved the Oscar for his Freddie Mercury?
I think at the time when I first saw it, I really liked the film, but I watched it recently and thought it's okay, because when I first saw it, because I saw it in the cinema, and it's the music and it's the atmosphere when you're in the cinema and that character. And I saw it recently, I thought, he doesn't even look like him. I thought to myself, but it's all right. It passed the time, and it was quite fun watch,
I've got to say, Freddie Mercury himself, just what a character. Talk about identity politics. He had the last laugh on everyone. I'm the lead singer of a mega rock band, and I'm Indian and gay. Sorry,
but
called the band Queen.
Teeth and Tombstones, more gums than Wrigley.
But he a massive troll calling the band Queen. What a
he didn't want to.
My friend at school didn't know.
Fix his teeth, did he?
No,
because he thought, because it makes him.
It gave him the range. It gave him the range.
So. The range, darling. The range.
I've got the range, darling. I've got the range.
Swap shop in the chat. Like Stella Street. Who remembers Stella Street?
I love Stella Street. That was brilliant.
It was good.
That was great.
I did like
Mick Jagger.
I tell you what, I did like
Roger Moore was in it as well.
Stella Street?
Yeah, I'm sure Roger Moore was in it.
No, it's Coronation Street. I'll have a martini.
It was John Sessions and was it Phil
Pat Phoenix, Coronation Street days, proper.
Cornwell.
Brilliant. Phoenix rising from the ashes.
Played everybody in Stella Street, didn't they? It was two
guys.
Yeah. John Sessions and Phil Cornwall. I don't know.
I can't remember his name. It's too long ago.
It was it BBC? It was just 10 minutes, wasn't it?
I'll tell you one comedy show from I think it was the early 2000s, late 90s. It speaks for today. It really it picked up. It's so ahead of the zeitgeist. It was
big word.
Chris Morris show called Nathan Barley.
I never
Did
saw
you ever
it.
watch that?
Seriously, watch it.
It completely predicted woke culture and the idiocracy that we have today.
But it was pretentious media wankers. It was so ahead of the
it was Jackson. When was
that out?
I think it was like 99 or 2000.
Yeah, but the Multi Python people beat them to it, didn't they? You ever see Life of Brian when they had that conversation on the steps?
Yeah.
There you go.
Where's the thing that's going to gestate? You're going to keep it in a box?
Yes, I'm saying. So they knew it was going to happen. They just said it early.
I want to be called Loretta.
That's it. Yeah, that scene.
You're struggling against reality. No, that sketch is just nailed it. Yeah, and that was what 70, 78, 79.
79.
Yeah, they knew it. Very clever people.
Very. Yeah, you won't ever see the likes of them again.
No, you won't. Not at all.
Here you go, Lee.
What's that?
There we go. Jackson, mate. Well, Jackson. Battrash.co. Was it battrash.com? I can't remember. There was an actual website that went along with it. It was like multimedia.
Yeah.
Of its day. It was.
We're doing a website because it was late 90s, wasn't it? It was the turn of the millennium.
No, it was battrash.co. .co.ck, so it's backtrash.com.
Oh, there you go. top trivia from Swap Shop.
Oh, right. Okay.
Oh, is that right?
I forgot that. Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, parents like cucumber. Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, that show's got a wealth of actors in there. Really,
it's well
highly
weapon.
recommend it. Well, Jackson. Yeah, it's superb.
Yeah, get
really,
Nathan
and Chris
down,
Morris
yeah?
is a genius, an absolute genius. I love all his shows.
Doomcock, if you're listening, get Nathan down, yeah, and Green Wing. Do a video about that.
Do you remember the first? Do you remember the first mobile phone you ever got, guys? Talking about
yes, I had a Motorola,
a big Nokia brick.
I had a Sony.
Still got it downstairs.
I had a Sony, and it was quite thick. Actually, it was quite big.
One was a flip one where you had to pull the aerial out and rubber buttons in the. Yeah.
And you used to have a little thing that was connected to your belt that you stuck it in.
Yeah. And my phone had it had like a like the SIM cards we have today, but it was like the size of one of the old phone cards. You had to put it in and it was like £3 for a minute or something.
Yeah. Now they're nano minuscule. The latest SIM cards, you need a bloody electron microscope just to get it in
fiddly. Yeah, I hate those things. You're trying to put it in the tray, right? And it flips out, and it's.
Yeah, no, I had to call like MI6 for my IT help.
James Bond there. Metal detector.
Listen, talking about that, I'll tell you a little story, right? And this is a true story. So I was traveling with my
sitting comfortably, then we'll begin.
And we were going past Vauxhall, and we went past the MI6 or MI5 building. And I joked with her, and I said, if you say MI5 into your phone will, stop working because they can hear you. And we were laughing. She literally did. She said it, MI5, and her phone went out. Because her battery was full. It literally went out, and it didn't come back on until we reached Waterloo Station.
Wow. You know that your phone listens to what you're saying during the day, don't you?
MI6 was listening.
Bloody Siri.
Because have you noticed if you mention something and then the following day you kind of come up with the Google browser or the search and it just pops up, like
I've had that.
That's true.
Yeah, having conversations about a particular recipe for something.
It picks up on what you say. Yeah, it's listening to you. Yeah,
I had it earlier today. My phone going, would you like to renew your Doomcock subscription? I thought that's a funny coincidence. No, I wouldn't. Thanks very much for asking.
I thought you were going to say French maids. Loads of French maids things came up.
I do. I keep getting, would you like to buy a nurse's uniform? I'm like, no, I want a French maid.
I've got one. I've got several.
If anyone's listening, I'm actually looking for models for the next one. I finally got a Princess Leia bikini costume. I just need a lady to pour herself into it. Yeah, look, you say that now, but when I've made the video, you're all going to be watching it, aren't you? That's one for the nerds. That is Princess Leia, and the other one is going to be a Victorian, not cyberpunk, what do they call it? Steampunk. So it's going to be steampunk lady.
Steampunk.
You're gonna like this one, mate. Steampunk lady.
I love
mud wrestling.
I love Deco Punk or Diesel Punk as well.
There you go in the chat.
Oh, is there a lady volunteering?
Yeah.
I keep getting advertising suggestions for deep and red head MILFs.
Not and.
That wasn't and. That wasn't. That wasn't and, mate.
It's these glasses I can't see with them.
Just as well. And I have no idea why.
You would blush.
I'll tell you what, Swap Shop, for $500, I'll give you 30. I'll sell you 30 seconds of my French maid video. $1,000 a minute. When you get that first half minute, you'll know why.
Yeah.
Doom Cockney has said I could watch. Was it 5 seconds for free?
Yeah.
Right. Okay.
You get 5 seconds.
Even though I don't want to.
Oh no, you don't. Well, that's why someone said that on Twitter. My brain's melted enough, so I sent him a picture of a French maid in a gas mask. He goes, "You bastard!" I think I added you two in it just to confirm you two being not problem being only because you went on the show yesterday. Just to confirm that never joke. I joke about a lot, mate. Never joke about the French maids. Never joke about the French maids.
You take it very seriously, don't you?
Yeah, so do they. It's a spanking for you if you get it wrong. Oh, I got it wrong again. No, it's very feminist actually, because the French maids spank the supposed master. It's quite woke. You know,
well, it wasn't feminist. It wasn't feminist. It came up with a miniskirt, wasn't it? Women's lib.
Oh, without a miniskirt,
I went out with
they're
the
wearing
feminists.
tights, hold up.
And flapper girls in the 20s, they were the ones who insisted on wearing their skirts above the knee for the first time. I think
taking
probably
ownership of their own
years.
bodies. Well, you think about it. I mean, bit controversial. What's the opposite of that? Wearing a burqa, isn't it? Sorry, but if you're covering a lady up,
but it's modesty wear seems to be a big thing within the non-binary thing as well. Like, you know, the covering up everything, and it's really strange, really strange.
I remember I was at a party, what is it, a fancy dress party, and this girl that we've known forever came in the Princess Leia Return of the Jedi costume.
Nice.
And we
hang on, camouflage your bikini.
Well, the one with the mask.
No. You couldn't
bikini, right?
You couldn't stop looking at her. It's crazy. It was really, for us, it was embarrassing because you just couldn't stop looking at her because she had a great body.
I think that's what she
didn't know she had a great body until she wore that.
She knew it too.
Well, she wore it, I guess. But yeah. Wow.
Have you got any issues with women doing that?
No, not at all. It's up to them, isn't it? They can do whatever they want, as far as I'm concerned.
Yep.
All the better for us. That's all I can say.
Yep, get it all out.
Nowadays, are you allowed to look nowadays?
With your sunglasses on.
I think if you were dressing like Princess Leia and expect not to be looked at in that way, I think you're either lying or you're a bit mental.
No, I mean, you know, if you compliment a woman, a majority of the women love compliments, and if you would,
of course do.
Yeah, and they, you know, and you say you look absolutely fantastic in that, they'll take it. It's
only
just
angry SJW.
Yeah, I tell you what, in all seriousness, if anyone gets offended by the idea of my making French maid videos, the whole point is that the ladies are paid for their time. What we don't like is wankers just doing upskirts on the tube. That is illegal. And
that's bad, is that?
Yeah, that's
the point
disgusting.
is, I acknowledge you've got a beautiful body. Sign this release form. You have $500 now.
There you go.
Always ask permission first, people.
Yeah,
Consent.
Upskirting is a bit
dodgy. Don't do it. It's thoroughly illegal.
very, very, very
fucking
dodgy.
should be too.
didn't they do that in they probably cut that out of Splash as well. Do you remember? You remember in Splash the movie?
Oh,
when,
they covered her bum cheeks with
no.
hair, didn't they?
The bit where John Candy, when he was a kid, dropped money on the floor.
Yes.
And as he was picking up, he's looking up the girl's skirt. Do you remember that bit?
Yeah.
I don't. I blanked it out. I was traumatized.
Yeah, right. He's got it on repeat right now on the loop.
Because I like John Candy. I like his name. Makes me think I'm in a sweet shop. If it's
Great
called
actor, John
Wanker,
Candy.
wouldn't work. Yeah.
Wayne Kerr.
Wayne Kerr.
Amazing in Planes, Trains and
I remember so
Automobiles.
much. Like, my friend at school used to go into the shops with me. You know, those big shops where they have the big tannoy systems. You know, and I've lost my dad. What's your dad's name? Wayne.
No, he didn't.
Yeah, he did. It went over the tannoy, and my God, I think I must have legged it out there quicker.
Somebody did it with
Bar.
a test match special on 5 Live. You know, when they do the questions on lunchtime. Somebody wrote in called Wayne Kerr, and it got out on the.
I'll tell you, I used to work. I used to work for Addison Lee in the call center, and this American woman would call up, and I thought I was going to piss myself. She ran, said, "Hi, I'd like to order a car. The name is Wanker, Mrs. Wanker." I was like, "Just bear with me a moment." Put it on hold. I went, "Yes, Miss Wanker. What can I do?" It was just like. Oh God! Yeah, I think probably by now she probably lived in the country long enough to know what it means, so she just wanted to get it out of the way. I had.
Who is she? I'm confused by the story. Who is she calling a wanker?
No, that was her name.
Her name was Wanker.
It? Yeah.
What? That's like Meet the Fockers, isn't it? Apparently, they only got permission to make Meet the Fockers on the condition there was at least one Focker in the dictionary in the phone book, and there was. True story, apparently.
Wow.
There you go. Fokker. But the thing is, those Fockers were Messerschmitts. Oh, that's a different
They
joke.
bombed our chip shop. There you go in the chat.
CIA and the FBI.
ever spied on me through my phone, or if anyone tried to
Or tried
blackmail
to
me,
blackmail
they'd be
me.
really disappointed to see I only get hot and bothered by looking at Transformers figures.
Oh yeah, like that Transformer. That yeah, like
You're
that one
like,
Bob posted with the
you're like
Thomas Tank
Ninja
Engine
Knight's
coming out of
channel.
his loins.
You're like Ninja Knight's channel. Ninja Knight's a guy who's got a channel. He loves Transformers. So
Samurai
if you wanna
Days.
talk about
Ninja
Transformers,
Knight.
that's the place to go. There are two channels called Ninja Knight though, but it's the black and red one.
Shall we finish off with one question for Doom Cockney?
What's that then?
Yeah.
Are you going to
Are you more human than
your
human?
mate?
Sorry, what was the question?
I'll happily do a response video to the latest tweet.
Oh,
Hey.
I think you should leave it. It's not worth it. It's just a waste of time, seriously. And then just leave
Try
it.
just getting on the channel and having a proper
just get on the
discussion
channel.
about it.
yeah.
Well, I mean,
If he'll let you know after all of this.
Bottom line, I've got a book coming out, so it's grist for the mill for me book. Basically, my forthcoming book is Deckard a fucking replicant, and other important questions. So I've got to promote my book because man's got to make money eventually, hasn't he? I am an opportunist. I ain't denying it. So close on an agreement on 1:30. I am an opportunist. I do want to grow my channel, and what's wrong with that? There you go. Nothing. So yep, Cockney opportunist.
Cognitunist.
Yeah.
Go
Right,
on,
boys.
silenced everyone. Right, bye
Yeah.
everyone. Bye, Jim Cox. Thanks for everything. And remember, always be original. Isn't that right, Charlie Kahunu? Bye, my bye.
Oh dear.
You guys haven't seen the video that I've got on my channel hidden away.
The 10-minute Doom Cockney
You haven't
special.
seen it. It's
We got
piss
it.
funny. Demon Side.
Do we not pump it out on the Twitter?
Swap Shop's seen it. He loved it. It's tucked away in on the channel. It is piss funny.
I dare someone to find it and tweet out a link to it and put at Doom
And
Cock.
get my channel off. Yeah, cheers, mate.
You were corpsing yourself. It had to be. That's how funny I was. You were corpsing.
I was.
That just encouraged me to carry on.
It was it was
hilarious.
pure joy.
It clearly, subconsciously, I knew something was brewing by doing that skit in the first place.
As I said, I just think it's all a bit coincidental, but is there such a thing as coincidence? I don't know.
Well, coincidences exist, but chance, then it's not necessarily chance. Causation isn't correlation. Welcome to language.
Right. Correct.
We'll leave it on that then, guys. Considering that I wasn't going to go on air today, I think we've done pretty well. So
I can go to bed now, can I?
I think you need to go to bed. How long is it now?
3 days,
48 hours.
Good lad.
Something
Eddie
like that.
Murphy, Nick Nolte.
You'll be hallucinating. I'll tell you, from my recent experience, lack of sleep is an altered state of mind. It's like a freebie.
Yeah, that's not good for you, mate. You need
it's like being high without the buzz, you know.
Exactly. Oh, hang on.
Being drunk without the feeling.
You need to sort that out, mate. That's not good for you.
Well, I got deadlines.
I love that shot to Doom Cockney with the. I saw your replicant Rick Deckard gun in that video. I was like, wow, there's the gun. There's the gun.
There's the prop. I had to be very careful which way to point it because I didn't want it to be inferred as a threat. So I very deliberately pointed it away from the camera. I'll put a spinner in my hand. Did you see that? Spockney was holding a spinner, just to show. I am a fan of Bladerunner. I bought at least 2 of the toys.
I want to buy that gun though. I would try and seek that out.
Yeah, you and Burnett, you can't.
I went to the secret cinema for Blade Runner in London a few years ago, and that was fantastic. It's like on 2 massive screens. And it was all set in a sort of New Los Angeles kind of decked out. You had food stalls, and it was all umbrellas with the lit up handles, and I was all dressed up. I had like the really long coat and the hat like the one I'm wearing, and really dressed up with all the gear on. It was fantastic.
Do you have a cig?
And it had rain machines as well, so it rained as well. And you had like all these sort of scenes going on, like actors playing roles, and you would sort of walk around, you'd sort of be involved, and there's this sort of plot running through the whole thing. And then you went and sat down and watched the film. It was fantastic. It was a really good experience.
Oh, I've just had a notification from eBay. Second-hand blaster from RoboCop. one careless owner. It's got written on the handle, property of the Mega Geek, £500. Wow! I think I'll put in a bid.
Do you know what? In those days, they used to make guns. You know, it was quite solid. It was quite heavy as well, as I recall.
You had a gun once.
I mean,
That's what we're
seriously.
talking about. Keep up,
You plonker.
Keep up, Brown. That's what the joke was centered around. No,
Yes.
well,
Just saying, it was really. I'm so upset that I lost it. I really am. And you just brought back all those bad memories, Cockney.
I don't even want to think about all the things
I've had stuff stolen and nicked. I know the feeling. It's horrible, isn't
horrible.
it? But you know
Somebody
what?
nicked it, didn't they? You didn't lose it. It was nicked.
No, it was nicked.
It was
Bastards.
Which is even
Bastards.
worse. All I can say was, no, I was winding myself up over something that was nicked just yesterday. But we have to remember is shrouds don't have pockets, mate. We all die, and we can't take the shit with us. So
Yeah, that's true.
Well,
RoboGun.
if you ever watch Rebecca Gold, because the actress was so small and tiny, we had to literally get a gun to fit her hand. And I've still got those guns. So cool. So if she ever becomes famous one day, those are the guns that she held. So there you go. Guns. I love guns. They're great.
Replicas we're talking about.
Hey? Sorry?
Replicants are replicas.
Replicant gun.
Oh, both.
Oh, nice. I've got a replicant gun. Or was it a human's gun? Actually,
I really want that gun. I'm going to come to your house, Cockney, and steal it.
I would say I'd leave it.
We're all going to his house for a free holiday.
To be fair,
We're all going.
It's going to cost you more to get there to steal it than it would be just to buy one.
Doesn't matter.
I'm sorry to say, I've promised it to Burnett in my will. Should Doomcock come after me and murder me in my sleep, Burnett gets the blaster.
So you actually genuinely got that gun off Burnett?
No, I got it from a Japanese shop, but Burnett pointed out that it existed and he couldn't get it because in the US you can't import replica guns, only real ones. You know what they're like about guns.
I can get my prop guy to make it for me. He's really good at making
Ask
stuff.
PD Rich. He makes replica guns out of resins. So yeah, he's a mod on Noel's channel and on Gary's channel. Sure. If you speak to PD Rich, I'm sure he could work out something because I've seen his aliens.
Do you see why we need a swap shop? We've all got toys that we need, and we've all got toys that we're getting rid
set
of,
it up.
So
there's a business opportunity.
There you go. Let's do it on, like everything else. Let's do it on Brown's channel. After we've done Friday Night Bullies, let's do Saturday Swap Shop.
I was going to say, just as we will go in off air, we've got the most viewers, so I think we'll just
always the way.
Should we just do it for 2 hours?
How many? Hold on.
Start from the beginning.
We've got
5 people. 5 people.
Well, we had 6,000 until Gary, you said something.
As my mum and my son, plus these 5, plus Real Madrid, Canadian Spidey syrup chucker. If we not
Doomcock will be there somewhere.
Sklavko, is he still there?
White
for the next 5 minutes.
Sklavko, are you still there, mate?
Because now we're going to be talking about who actually owns the rights to the city of Kosovo.
Sklavko's been really quiet, hasn't he?
He has. What's he doing?
He's not used to having so much company. Freaked him out. He's gone away.
He's been poached by Doomcock. He's on the Doomcock channel
Revenge.
talking about Bladerunner.
Oh, here you go.
What's that? Guns.
Who's Clarence Bodgler?
He's RoboCop. He's RoboCop. Remember the baddie in RoboCop?
Clarence. Yeah. I didn't know the surname. I didn't make the link.
Give me my fucking car.
Yeah. Yeah.
Such a great film.
Americans and their guns. Not like a generalized stereotype. But Shermans and their fucking hand weapons.
Didn't Neo like guns? Lots of them.
Yeah. You know, when Mega Geek, you were talking about one of the cop films where was it the Equalizer goes into a cupboard and gets all those guns? Made me immediately think of the Matrix. And John Wick, actually. I think, in fact, there's a through line. Maybe Keanu Reeves saw the Equalizer and thought, oh yeah, cupboards of guns.
Have you seen the shots from the Matrix 4? It looks like John Wick on the back of a bike.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. It does. And if I'm not mistaken, didn't he not die in the third Matrix? How comes he's back alive?
He
Makes
dyed his
no
hair.
sense.
He's got to out Jesus.
Yeah.
And if it wasn't a trans allegory before, it certainly will be this time.
It won't be an
Yeah.
allegory. It'll just be literal, won't it? It'll be
Yeah.
I'm transitioning, neo gender, neo vagina.
It's going to make a shitload of money, though,
Neo-binary.
isn't it? If it's
It's
released
not. It's not. It's not. It's going to
at the
be on
cinema.
HBO or something, because
Oh.
cinemas are not going to come back, I think. And I'm really upset about that. But
Same
the
here.
chance of cinemas coming back is very, very slim. So it's going to end up on TV. You know, there you go.
Yeah. Upset.
Oh,
You
thank
wanna
God for
control your
my
emotions, mate.
65-inch TV. That's what I can.
It's still not
That's
the
a big
same.
one.
Yeah, I know.
It's the experience.
It is. You're right.
What, of people sat behind you talking on their
no.
on their
Exactly,
phones?
I don't miss it at all.
That's part of the
Bollocks to cinema.
experience.
Is it?
No, it's not
No.
like cinemas
I
are
was
nothing
probably-
like how they used to be. They were so much better back in the day when you were a kid.
They were.
Nowadays, it's not the same. It's not the same, and it's
Critical
overly
Limbo.
priced, and it's
Cinema card.
it's not uncomfortable. I mean, it can be because they always put the air conditioning on too.
And there's always
Too
some
cold.
cunt in my seat. I'm trying to follow the rules,
Yeah.
go to the right,
You-
go and follow. And there's two wankers in my seat.
And you
Oh, it
used to be
doesn't
able to
matter where
sit
you
there.
sit.
If you came in late, you could sit there and watch the beginning of it as it started again.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
What was
And-
the last film you saw at the cinema? Problem being
Jeez, sad to say, probably
Titanic.
No, I think it was probably that awful X-Men Phoenix movie, whatever the hell that was.
that's
And it was only
terrible.
because my friend wanted to go to the cinema.
Disappointing,
because
yeah.
it was the only
Disappointing.
thing that was on, and I
Yeah,
didn't
I
want to see it.
I saw
But
that.
we went
I
in,
saw that. The last film I saw was Tenant.
and we
And I
nearly
was,
walked
I was
out.
disappointed with that film, The Tenant. I was just
Ten-
In
confused.
what way?
Look, there's a lot going on, but again, as a viewer, it's a tough going. You have to try and figure out what's going on. And in the end, I just gave up. And
Yeah, I
just
think a
watched
lot
the
of people. It's not the movie that's got the
I
finger on the
liked
pulse,
it.
but
I
people just want
totally got it.
entertainment to roll over them, and
Mm.
not have to think about it too much.
Yeah.
You need a bit more escapism without being too involved.
There was a moment where it all started going backwards, where I kind of realised, I thought, "Fuck, this is good." When they're doing the airport
Yeah, when he
scene
fights
in
himself.
reverse,
yeah.
I just thought, "Fuck, this is good."
That's
It's
why
not-
I
it's
reviewed
not,
it
it's a
before
gimmick.
watching it.
Going backwards is a gimmick, but to understand
It's a
what's
new
literally
bullet time.
going on, you have to work at it, and it's not a healthy work at it either. It's just too much, and that's why I understand the story, but I don't understand the story. And when you come out to cinema
Joker was
thinking you don't understand
haven't
it, then
seen
it's failed. Do you know what I mean? That's what I
Yeah.
think. But
Do you know what? I ordered it. It arrived before I ordered it. That was weird, wasn't it?
you saw it before you even got it.
Cockney, what was the last film you saw at the cinema?
Not Tenet. It was Devil and Miss Jones Part 3.
The Devil and Miss Jones.
Yeah, it's an erotic film I saw in Manhattan back in 1985 with my mate Damien. And
Oh,
it was
right,
a real
okay.
experience. We found two seats that actually weren't sticky, and it was a real experience.
Anybody
It was
seen
just-
Alita Battle Angel?
I never
Yeah, I
saw
like
either.
that. I like
I've
that.
not seen it.
I saw that cosplay the other day on Twitter. Oh, couldn't stand up, as I told her. I got a like for that one.
It's a good film, but you do accept the CGI, but sometimes you come out of it because you just look so weird. But
Yeah.
apart from that, it's a very good film. It's entertaining, very entertaining.
What about this one, guys?
No, I
Joker.
still haven't seen it.
Joker? I love Joker. I thought Joker was
All
was
these
really
films
good.
came out at a time that I just couldn't get out of the cinema.
If
so.
I'm just to prove my listening skills, I think Tupac wrote that because when Mega Geek was talking about Tenet, he mentioned Joker. If I'm
Yeah.
following the
Yeah.
thread,
You
so
are, mate.
I'm confused too. There you go. What are you listening?
From our friend in Australia, Real Hones. When
Best
I say,
football team, best Spanish football team in Australia.
when I say, always goes back to Last Jedi. It does.
Every conversation goes.
That's a
It
bitter pill to
always
swallow. That
goes
one.
back to The Last Jedi.
The Last Jedi.
I'll give you filming the unreliable narrator, Karmic Cockney.
See, this all happened at a time when I couldn't get out to the cinema, so I ended up, because I have Sky, just ordering the DVDs when they were released, pre-order, and then so I didn't know what was going on, and it was all before, me getting on to watching Nerdrotic and all the others. So I'd order them. So I got the the first one. I can't even remember what it's bloody called now. And then The Last Jedi. I ordered that and I watched it at
Force
home.
Awakens.
Yeah, that's the one. And I didn't. Needless to say, I didn't buy the third film.
No, I did.
So they just sat there doing nothing, just I've never watched them again.
I'm looking at my Last Jedi now. I've forgotten I've actually defaced the cover. I did that for a video.
Apparently they are getting unofficially struck off now, aren't they?
Yeah, we'll see.
Via the toys.
See. I'll believe it when I see it.
Yeah, exactly. I'm a problem. They're not. It's bollocks. Bollocks to Star Wars, bollocks to Disney. Too little, too late. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah, look. After all the, all that goodwill with the Mandalorian and everything, they couldn't help themselves, could they? Like within a matter of weeks, it was back to square one again with this racist bent on Twitter with a nonsense, anti-white hatred, and you can dress it up any way you like. Love
racism is racism.
Full stop. I don't give a shit. It has to be. You can't be racist against your oppressors. It's like, I'm not oppressing anybody. I'm sorry. That's a myth, complete myth. So you can buy into that crap. I'm not buying into it.
Right.
Yeah, that really pissed me off. I'm like, look, done.
Delete them from history. You can't.
I love Gina Carano, but I'm sorry, I'm not going to watch The Mandalorian.
Can't see it.
Exactly. Love Gina, but don't care about the Mandalorian.
I like The Mandalorian, but I'm just not prepared. Just not prepared to watch it.
I've got Banshee. Oh, that's right. Now I think of it. It was actually Doomcock that recommended it. I like Doomcock. He's got good taste. But I could only get seasons 3 and 4. So I'm just waiting to get seasons 1 and 2 so I can watch it chronologically. So I've actually got Banshee right here. If I'm desperate, I could just.
I think I've got episode 4 or 5. I can't remember which one.
No, you need 1 and 2 is very.
No.
It's all integral.
Banshee.
It's all integral. You need to watch it.
Okay.
No. I've got episodes 4 or 5 of WandaVision, and I haven't really been bothered to watch it. I've had it sitting on my.
It's all right.
Drive for a while. It's like, I'll get to it eventually.
I'm like Burnett with his Hot Toys over here. I've got just a pile of unseen. Basically, back in the old days, you'd buy something, you'd watch it. I've actually got a backlog. That's embarrassing, isn't it? RoboCop Special Edition, Tinker Tailor Soldier Spy and Smiley's People.
I'm watching the 100 rather than watching WandaVision. And it's trash. It's trash. I know it's trash, but I'm watching it anyway because it's a bit mindless. Doesn't involve too much energy. And I'd rather watch that at the moment than watch the next episode.
Here you go, guys. Scoop. We've got a scoop in the chat. Here you go. I didn't know it was out.
Resident
Alien Keith just texted me. He's watching it now.
I've heard that's good.
I think I might watch episode 2 after we come off.
Is that on Sky? Is that on Sky?
Yeah, so it's on Sci-Fi Channel.
Okay, I'll have to check it out.
The Sci-Fi Channel. Oh, I'll tell you what's good on the rewatch, The Prisoner. I think I might be releasing a book about that too. I like.
Yeah, I need to do. I know that Az and Burnett were doing their watch along.
Do you have a publisher, Cockney, or are you just putting it out on Amazon or something? Do you have a publisher, or do you just putting it out on Amazon yourself?
That self-publishing? No, fuck Amazon. They ain't getting a piece of me. No way.
He's very anti-Amazon.
I'm trying to destroy Amazon. No, don't buy Amazon. Don't sell on Amazon.
Unless it's Rebecca Gold on Amazon Prime.
Yeah, exactly.
Scumbag.
Well, it's not easy being me. I'm out there on Twitter going, watch The Expanse, but not on Amazon. Get the Blu-ray. Just make sure you get the right region. It's not easy sticking to standards. So no, you really good, valid question. Self-publishing the thing is, the only difficult thing is if first of all, like I say, two guys at a book. Fucked up that joke. Cut that out. Two guys at a party. One goes, I'm writing a book. The other one goes, neither am I. And so if you've done the hard bit and actually written a book, which I did last year, that's how I used my lockdown. I actually finished my first non-fiction book. The difficult thing is finding a designer, an artworker, a typesetter, a typographer.
I can do it.
But no, luckily I am all those things. So I can basically write the book, lay out the book, do the typesetting, do the pair coding,
do the theme tune,
write the theme tune, and publishing. All you need is ISBN, which costs about $100. So to be fair, these days compared to 30 years ago,
we'll advertise it on here, mate.
Yeah, publishing is easy. Anyone can get a book published. It's selling it. That's going to be. But that's
Cockney, you should have
Critical can do it.
You should have Doomcock to do a forward on your book.
I asked him already. He didn't
Ooh.
bother responding. That's the thing. No, I'm just gonna crib his video. He's contributed to my book without knowing. See you in court, Doomcock. Oh, am I joking?
Are you going to reply to the tweet on the thread, or are you
No, you're right. I'm
Don't
going to
bother.
Mega Geek.
You'll be watching this anyway.
I was going to. I want to say this like this. This is the listening me. Thank
He
you,
has
Robert
calmed down.
Burnett, for teaching me. I wasn't
See, we're a
angry in the
calming
first
influence.
place. I wasn't angry, you cunts.
I got both. He rang me first of all, and I got.
Oh, I got a very angry DM. Appeared angry. I mean, if words could talk.
Oh, you can't read tone of voice. I put a little kiss on it and everything.
I believe you. I believe you imparted on me emotional blackmail. If I didn't come on the stream to talk,
he demanded that you came on tonight.
Yes.
Demanded.
Look, I saved your life and I brought it up because I needed to call him a favour. Yeah. But
see,
anyway,
we're your friends because we pampered.
I was literally on Nerdrotics channel modding for him, and it was a busy, bloody, crazy.
Yeah,
issue
you had all
with
those
Troll.
people, didn't you?
Yeah, and then he was like,
I don't care. It's a compliment. I need.
We're here for you. We're here for you.
But I'm serious.
Come on, you don't love me anymore.
But seriously,
yes,
Cockney, I'm serious. You should contact him and you should get on his show and you both should talk about it. You know, because you both come from the same area, which is you love that film.
Be adult about it. Adult.
That's why I am taking Mega Geek's advice. I'm going
you
to
need
leave
to be
it
on here as well, please.
Yeah, but basically, I'm taking your advice, Mega Geek. I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to do the video. I was going to, but as per your advice, I'm going to leave it. We've said our piece. There's no need to drag it out anymore. I'll focus on the Blade Runner, not on the discussion.
You should have you should have a discussion, but have them on here, not on their channel, because they would get money for it. I need the subs more than they need.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, I'll give you an honest anecdote from my life once. Right, this is honest truth here. Yep, no joke coming here. Is basically I was having a surprise. I was having a disagreement with someone, but the thing is, they came in started as an apology, and I was getting those feelings when you get the apology and you're like, I've got nothing against this person. I'm getting the healing vibes, and it's like a chemical reaction in your brain and your body. And he was starting to apologise, but then his apology segued into self-justification, and he ended up having a go at me. And I was like, I thought this was an apology. He's fucking arguing with me again.
I hate those. I hate those.
So I really learned from that. So the point is you got to come from a healing place, and this is where you really have got to. I'm talking to myself here, but you got to check yourself before you wreck yourself.
That's
take
right.
Privilege.
Mind you of that.
Take your privilege. Yeah.
Yeah, you got to check what privilege, but Cockney privilege. But yeah, I've got to, myself and everyone always check your own inner. Again, like I was saying at the top of the previous hour, your emotional reactions are on you. We're all grown ups, and if you've got an emotional reaction, be Vulcan, calm it down, stick to the facts.
I'll just add to this. Doomcock has a YouTube vote going on. So in the little thing there, it says, in Blade Runner, was Deckard a replicant? I want to answer this question. So you've got a voting button there. So Deckard was a replicant, or Deckard was human? That's the one I'm clicking.
Well, that's his mistake.
And do you know what the result is at the moment?
What?
51% Deckard was a replicant.
51%. I think that's the key.
Thanks.
49% human. So it's really split down the middle.
Yeah, I think it's a percent. Yeah, don't focus on the 1%. Focus on the 50. Plus, he's made a schoolboy error, which again I learned through my journey of discovery. You should have gone with option 3. What's it to you? What are you? A replicant racist? Because that is actually the correct answer. Who fucking cares? That's why in Blade Runner 3, which
it matters, because otherwise he's going to die within like X amount of time, isn't he? Because he's
Rachel.
And if he dies, then what's Blade Runner 2049 about?
Upgraded model.
Yeah, like Rachel, as Mega Geek pointed
out.
Why
would you make an upgraded model old?
That's a good way. He does age. I think.
Well, they did that in Picard, didn't they?
Aged. They're not. Yeah,
they did it in Picard, didn't they? Remember?
Yeah, but
No, that was
that's
just
not the
stupid
same universe.
writing. That was.
Here we go. It started again. At this point, who fucking cares? But you
Deco
started
was
it.
stupid.
Listen,
Cockney.
we've
No,
got 7 minutes. We might as well finish off with it.
Right. The point is that when Mega Geek and I make Blade Runner 3, The Edge of Bollocks, right? Blade Runner 2069, The Edge of Bollocks. It's going to be about replicants forming a Blade Runner unit. They're hunting down Blade Runners for being replicant racists. And
Yeah, that'd be good.
Because the answer is, who cares?
And they go into space as well in spaceships, which we never saw.
Yeah, and we want more pew pew pew. We want lasers and phasers. We want blue lasers. We want to blow Rocinante. It's funny. You remember when on the science fiction show about 17 shows ago, you asked, "What do you like about science fiction?" And half jokingly, quick as a flash, I said, "Pew pew pew, space battles." But the reviews of the the season finale of The Expanse, people are going,
no spoilers.
One of the best space battles ever. So
I found it really confusing. I didn't know who was who.
No spoilers.
I haven't seen it. I can't even get season 4 to play. You taking the piss?
But it's on Amazon, isn't it?
Oh, fuck off!
Yeah, he's
Lee, for fuck's sake!
His spoilers.
His internet's not working too well, though. That's why he can't.
Plus, he hates.
And
Amazon.
even if it was,
I
wouldn't.
Amazon.
Yeah. No, well, hate's a strong word.
Gary's right; it has gone a bit off the rails. And the writers made a post on Twitter, and I actually posted this in a DM to Gary, which he replied to. So I know when he reported on it today, that he got that from me, or at least may have had 10 other people doing the same thing. But yeah, it was like how they were so proud of the
no spoilers.
Amorous.
Oh yeah.
Fam.
He was on about that.
They used the word fam as, oh my god, this is like very familiar territory for any Doctor Who fan. So yeah, it was just like, oh god, really?
They're all
polyamorous, whatever.
They're all fucking each other or something.
Well, as far as I understand it, panamorous is when you're having sex with kitchenware, and polyamorous is when you're knobbing your parrot.
Or it could be Pam-Ayres.
Pam-Ayres.
I remember Pam-Ayres.
I used to love Pam-Ayres.
I remember her.
Great poet.
Is she still alive?
She is, yes.
I think she is, yeah. She is.
Oh, wow.
I love
just as funny as ever.
She made about bunny rabbits. I think those are the funny ones that she did. Yeah, she was she had a wry smile, didn't she?
Opportunity knocks.
Yeah, she was, yeah. Lenny Henry was Opportunity Knocks as well.
He was.
Yep.
Yeah. No, he was on New Faces. No, he was on New Faces.
New Faces. I'm sorry.
New Faces, yeah.
The Mega Geek got a fact wrong.
Yeah, I got it wrong.
Oh, cut it out.
Yeah.
But to be fair, it's not a very geek TV, is it?
No,
it was the only thing to watch back in the 70s.
Yeah, New Faces was like
what is it
with what's his name?
Derek Hobson.
Yeah.
Well, I remember
Mickey Mouse,
the skinny woman with
Tony
the big
Hatch.
hair. What was her name? I can't remember.
From
Marty Kane.
Marty Kane.
Yeah.
That's where she came from.
Yeah, Tony Hatch,
good. She was.
Crossroads.
Yeah, and he had
Tony Hatch did the theme tune. Did the theme tune for Crossroads,
and Tony Hatch did the soundtrack for Sweeney 2.
Oh,
get the fuck out of here!
Crossroads soundtrack get written by Wings. That's why I've confused myself. I remember Tony Hatch, but I seem to remember reading
Tony
Wings.
Hatch.
Jackie Trent. I had no idea growing up that the theme tune to Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy was by the Eagles. I had no idea.
Ooh.
I never
still
knew
want to see a crossover
the Sorcerer's
Blade
Journey or something.
Blade Runner and Crossroads. Meg Walter wants to find out, is Benny a replicant?
I actually think he was, I think he was.
He was.
Well, he certainly died.
Yeah. Yes, Miss Mortimer.
If you haven't caught up 40 years ago.
Shuey McPhee. He was a replicant.
Everyone's a replicant. You're all replicants now.
Right, guys, are we going to finish off 2 minutes?
We're done. Yeah, we're done.
Yeah, I think we managed to get that last half hour.
Doom Cockney.
I'm very happy. Happy with everything.
Come off like piss in rain.
He's in a better mood now because when he rang me up when he just got up,
God, he was in a right.
It wasn't pretty.
Mood,
wasn't pretty.
Mardy cow.
I deny all charges, projection. But
he demanded that you two came on. You know that, don't you?
Right.
Demanded.
I need you. That's why I need to
And
see
look,
you.
I sacrificed myself to come on here.
Well, you
did.
could have either done this or do neurotics modding.
Dealing
So
with the trolls, yeah.
knobheads,
But I was too slow to do,
Look,
to
You got
delete
most
these
of them
people.
though.
I
It's
didn't.
cheaper-
It was the others because my response is because I hadn't had any sleep, so I'm clicking all the wrong things.
can I just say to the guys in the chat, top
Thank you.
show tonight, guys. Appreciate you popping in. I don't know where I'm going to be on next. Today I wanted a day off, but when you have
Not
a
allowed.
needy
Hello.
friend like Doom Cockney, you just got to kind of step up. So, guys in the chat,
Doom Cockney, that's going to stick, isn't it?
Doom Cockney.
So,
Underneath the arm.
I do love a little bit of alliteration.
There, for the guys in the
little
chat,
alliteration.
there is a 10-minute video in my shorter episodes with a bit of a funny thing regards Doomcock. So if you want to
The
look at
funny
that,
thing
pretty good.
happening on the way to Twitter.
Genuinely funny, unless if you're DC, but I hope you'll see the funny side of it. Problem being, thank you for turning up and being, pampering the Doom Cockney. Cheers, mate.
Aye.
Cheers.
Mr. Diaz, thank you, sir.
No worries.
Thank
We'll
you.
see you soon, yeah?
Yeah, take it easy, guys.
Bye
Doom Cockney,
now.
are you feeling better now?
I felt good earlier.
Say
in
thank
spite
you
of the fact-
to...
Thank you,
say-
everybody.
Say
Thank
thank you
you.
to Problem
No
Being
worries.
Mega Geek, yes.
Thank
Glad
you,
we
Mr.
sorted
Geek.
it.
Thank you,
Yeah.
Problem B. Thank you,
Guys,
Mr. Brown, my big
you're
brother
welcome,
from
mate.
another
You know
mother.
that. You're welcome, mate. You know that. Guys in the chat, we'll see you soon. That's 2 hours of quality. Spread the word.
the
See you
two.
soon.
Quality.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye.